Analyses of sorts. Thank you once again for joining me again today. Welcome to the show. We're going to get straight into today's topic. We are entitled to your country. This is what's happening in South Africa right now and many other developed countries where African migrants have infiltrated and they are refusing to leave and they feel entitled to your country that your ancestors fought for, guys. That's what we're dealing with.
Entitled to live in this country, just like you.
Nobody's entitled to anything.
Like you.
You pay taxes here. Do you pay taxes here?
This entire corridor is full of people that do not pay taxes.
You stop selling drugs here, all right?
Who's selling drugs?
Yes or no, is this your rap sheet? Criminal sale of narcotics, possessing a controlled substance.
Welcome to Canal Street in New York City, an infamous location where you can buy counterfeit luxury items for cheap. And it used to be just a few sellers, primarily the Chinese from Chinatown, and it wasn't that big of a deal. However, now the entire area has been taken over by African men from West Africa who came here illegally from years prior and have flooded the streets and break the law each and every single day as they defraud the American tax.
I'm so glad that distinctions are being made, that they're not just saying all Africans, but that they're saying West Africans. So Europeans and people abroad are starting to make the distinction that we're not all the same, that we don't always all behave the same. Africa is not a monolith. It's not monocultural. We have many different cultures and religions and ways of life. Having brown skin does not mean we share the same cultures. Please get that out of your minds, including Africans who use it to manipulate South Africans. The funny thing about Africans is that they'll go over to Europe and say, oh, we're Africans, we're Africans. But they don't want to be treated as if Africa is a country, right? They like to pride themselves in how diverse Africa is and how there's different ways of life, especially when they see a country like South Africa that is very developed, very advanced, very different from people's perceptions of Africa. That's when you'll hear Africans saying, yeah, Africa is very diverse. We have all types of different things. We have this, we have that. Yeah, Africa has everything, man. But then in the same breath, when we as South Africans tell them to go back to their country because we are not the same, they say, oh, but we're all the same. We are all one. We are one people. We are one. No, bro. You can't go to Europe and say Africa is very diverse. And then in Africa, you say, oh, no, we are all one. We're all the same. We're not the same. Take pride in your culture. You build that culture. Why are you ashamed of it? Take pride in it. You and your ancestors built that country to be what it is today, the failure that it is today. Be proud.
Tax system and make it unsafe for women.
I'm gonna get in trouble?
And now locals have to avoid the area as these men flood these streets, and they are making tens of thousands of dollars completely tax-free.
How much money does somebody make here on Canal Street selling fake Gucci?
I selling 2 months. I make 20,000.
And as America's biggest city has become lawless, I have a history with these illegal vendors, as they once jumped my cameraman and I. They then got deported allegedly, and now are back on the streets committing the same crimes. And in a country where fraud is rampant and politicians keep wasting our tax dollars, it's only fair we confront and expose those that defraud the system. Welcome to the largest public counterfeit market in America. Things get dicey really quick. Here we go.
This right here is the grand finale of the Canal Street battle that has been going on for months at this point. We have even tracked down to the locations where they are now storing all of their counterfeit goods. I have a history with these guys. Last summer, I filmed a video exposing the fraud and the tens of thousands of dollars that these people make each and every single week, completely tax-free, defrauding Americans as they do not pay any tax on the money they are making. So you have ideas such as taxing the rich here or adding more tax for New York City. Meanwhile, they're letting other people that aren't even legal citizens of the United States make tens of thousands of dollars each and every single week and completely tax-free. So today, this is the grand finale. We have Sweeney with us here, and we are going to the Canal Street Run Club.
Don't you find it suspicious that the same pattern can be identified in every single developed country that has an open border policy? They come in, they don't pay taxes, they sell illicit goods, And government officials know about it, police know about it, immigration officers know about it, and yet nothing is being done about it. They get arrested and they get released the very same week. You don't find that suspicious?
Today to see what is happening. Hoodies are available in the link down below. So quite literally on each and every single block, they got all their goods right here. And as soon as you leave the Canal Street station, you have people selling all of these goods right here. Another person on this block, another lady right here. You come out of the subway.
If you're South African, you know these areas in our CBDs in Hillbrow, Bree Street, absolute chaos. They're just selling on the open road. They're selling in busy intersections on the open road, guys. And I keep telling people that the reason they're doing this is not because they're businessmen and businesswomen. No, they need to create chaos to make it easier for them to move powder. Because these people are selling drugs. Yes, even the old women there are there to create a distraction, to divert your attention away from what is actually being sold. All of these businesses, so-called businesses, are fronts for what they're actually moving, the thing that's actually making the money. The thing that's making the money is not the Gucci bag. It's the illicit goods that they're moving. It's the drugs, the substances that they're moving. They need to create a chaotic environment to make it harder for people to detect what's actually being sold. That's what it's really about.
And they're right here. So you have them right here, another one right here, another one right here. Oh, what do we got? AP?
No, no selling, no selling.
No selling? Why not? How much are you guys buying for?
We're not buying. We're just looking for these.
You see, as soon as you put a camera on them, their behavior starts to become suspicious, right? They don't want too much attention, not necessarily attention. They don't want too much focus. They don't want you paying too much attention, focusing too hard on what's actually being sold there or what's actually going on. So as soon as you start bringing cameras in there, they get nervous, which is unusual. Don't you want your business to get exposure? So all of a sudden, when the camera's on you, these guys suddenly they start getting very nervous. They start getting, very fidgety, uncomfortable. Obviously, everybody knows Nick Shirley because he's been on their asses for a while. So I'm of the opinion that if you see these people in your country in the CBD scatter all of their stuff, scatter their whole store, scatter everything they're selling, make it a habit to do that every single day. Because what that's going to do is it's going to force them to have to contact law enforcement. Now we can have a debate. Now we can bring law enforcement in to say, okay, why are you allowing these people to sell here? This is not a scarce skill. There's no visa that's given to people to do this. So why are they being allowed to dirty up the streets like this? I say scatter their entire product, all their products, all their businesses, scatter everything. Make it a norm to see them and scatter their stuff. Every day they must deal with you.
Just looking. Alrighty. Wow, it is a busy day today.
It's packed.
It is a packed day. More right here.
Yo.
How are you doing?
God, what's going on, dude?
Good, good. What do you think about all the counterfeit selling going down here?
It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy.
Do you think these people should be able to sell these counterfeit goods out here?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of... I see both sides of it because I've heard people talk about how like these people make a living doing it.
These people aren't paying taxes.
No, that is messed up too. Because I mean, I lose 45% of my income to taxes right now. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy, man. It should be definitely should be some regulation to it. I hear like the old governor tried to stop it and stuff, but then it just started. Once he was out of office, I hear it just started firing back up, and they stopped regulating it and everything. And yeah, just a vicious cycle, man. It's just feel like it makes the area just kind of trashy too. It just kind of brings down the area. Like you can't move without people trying to stop you. It just kind of. Just like makes it hard to enjoy your day, go about your time and have a nice time here.
All the sellers have seen that we're here, and as soon as they see the camera, they turn their heads. Look at this, look at all these goods. Wow, we got lots of stuff here today, huh? Louis, showcase it all. AirPods, how much? How much? Look, as soon as they see the camera, they start putting tablecloths over their faces. This is to a whole new level. I've never seen it with this many people.
It's block after block. It used to be a small little section, and if you guys can see here, this goes almost a mile, maybe 2 miles sometimes, left and right, northwest, east, south. And the city council recently released a report that if these areas were being taxed, New York City would have $1 billion back in its pockets. And you wonder why we have a budget deficit. It's because open air criminality like this and fraud happening on American streets is not penalized, and it's not the cops' fault. The cops have arrested some of these people 15, some of them 19 times. It's the politicians' fault. They will not pass legislation that criminalizes this behavior.
We have some more over here.
Well. Ain't that the exact same thing going on in South Africa, where the politicians refuse to arrest these people? Even when police arrest them, politicians say, nope, release them. Let them go and trade there. Why? Let me explain something. Politicians, a lot of their campaigns and their political parties are funded by drug money. Who pushes the drugs for them on the streets? It's these immigrants. These foreigners are the ones that are selling drugs for them. That's why the politicians will tell police, let them go, release them. Why? Because they need that money to fund their lifestyles, to fund their political campaigns. Politicians are eating off of these illicit goods and drug money that are being sold on the streets. That's why there's no law enforcement when it comes to these particular traders. Politicians are funded by this, the money that is made from these people. So I know in South Africa for a fact, politicians are funded by drug money and illicit goods like illicit cigarettes crossing the border. So when you hear Africans talking about freedom of movement, or when you hear politicians talking about freedom of movement, it has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism, but everything to do with the ease of moving goods and people across the border to fund their political campaigns and to fund their lifestyles. Tax-free.
Some more right here. Another man right here. What are we selling? How much?
What's that?
Why? What's wrong with us videotaping? Yes, ma'am. Talk.
Video keep running.
Yes, of course.
How would you feel if I take a camera and a video and go to North Carolina or South Carolina in those redneck cities and show what you do there?
Go for it.
No, how would you feel?
I feel just fine. I'm not doing anything illegal,
What I'm
ma'am.
trying to tell you,
Ma'am, how would you feel
what I'm trying
if
to tell you,
every single one of your dollars
what
that
I'm
you make,
trying to tell
40%
you,
goes back to the government,
listen,
and other people get
what
it
I'm
for
trying to
completely
tell
free
you
who aren't
is
even from here.
8 billion people in this world.
Yep.
Whether you white or black or Asian or Chinese, whatever you can be, we have to respect one another.
Amen. I 100%
That's what
agree.
this is what America is about. It's not taking your video and looking for people that don't look like you and try to put them
This has
down.
nothing to do with
Ma'am, I
This
respect
is
your
what you
opinion.
did.
being
How
black
many
and me being
times
white.
you did this? You did this over and over and
We wanna
over
keep
again.
on doing it until
You
it's
go-
gone. We want respectfully. We, want to do this
you
until it's
can't.
gone. It's
Until
got nothing to do
you
with
gone.
race.
Until you gone.
Why would I be gone? I'm a
Why would
taxpayer here.
anything else would be gone?
Because
Who
this
told
is-
you nobody else
it-
is paying tax here? Because you take your camera, you're walking around,
Yes, ma'am. I'll
and
answer
you
your question
think that you are entitled to it.
You are. This is public property. You're entitled
No,
to film, and
so
just
is
like you can film me right
everybody
now.
else.
Of course, they are entitled to film me. If you want to film me right now, you can.
You're not listening to what
I'm
I'm
listening
trying
and
to say.
responding to what you're saying.
No,
I'm
you're
listening.
not.
I'm listening.
There you go.
Type it in for me. Yeah, I'm listening.
Now listen.
I'm listening, ma'am. What's your name?
What's your name?
It doesn't matter. My name
name's
don't
Vic
matter.
Shirley.
You came to my place.
This is your place?
So now I'm
my place
talking
as
to
well.
you.
Yeah.
It's his place
It
as
is
well.
your place.
He pays taxes here. Do you pay taxes here?
Why the question? Why should I answer you?
He asked
I
me.
just
I
asked you.
answered
Do you pay
you.
taxes here?
I pay
What
taxes
give
here.
No.
you
What
pay
give
taxes here?
No. What?
Now, this woman had the cheek, the gall, to come out and try to question these people and tell them that this is her territory, whilst also simultaneously telling her that there's nobody who owns any territory in the world and everybody's free to move around. This is the contradiction, the contradictory mindset of saying that you are free to move around in this world, everybody's free to move around, but that area is your territory and that they came to your territory. So humans, as we know, are naturally territorial. So this idea of freedom of movement and Pan-Africanism and global citizen is nonsense. It's all bullshit. Because in the same breath, that same person that's telling you about freedom of movement and nobody owns the earth, everybody's free to move, will tell you about their own property, the land that they own, the property, their house that they own, which is their area, and you're not allowed to just invade their space. But they invade other people's countries. Doesn't make sense. Why is it okay for you to invade someone's country, but you feel offended when somebody invades what you call your space, whether that's your home or your business or where you run your business? So humans are territorial. We know this. So when people mark their territory, which is their country, and tell you, we don't want you here, they have every right to do that. You can't say, oh, you're being entitled. No, you are being entitled by telling them that they can't film there. It's not your territory, it's public territory. So they're allowed to film. They're allowed to walk around and make content if they want to, if they choose to. She's just uncomfortable because she knows that the syndicate that she's a part of is being exposed. Outside of that, she has no real argument. What is she talking about?
Give you the right to just walk to me and ask me if I pay taxes.
You came to me.
Let me do. Let me do.
This is what they
Let
want.
me do.
Respectfully, we're just having
No,
a
you're
civil
not. No.
conversation. If
Would
you
I
disagree,
just-
that we're
would
happy
I-
to
I
disagree.
didn't disagree or anything.
Of
I
course.
just think that y'all are
Would I?
enticing.
Yeah, I
and
know.
it's like
Would I
came
take
to
my
us.
camera?
I've heard it multiple times.
she-
so I
Would I
think
take
y'all
my
are-
camera and walk up to you and walk up to you?
Which she approached us, and we're answering questions she might have.
Yeah, because you've been here million times.
Baby, I wouldn't give them.
I will give them the energy because
Ma'am,
we
so for
have.
every
Ma'am,
dollar
ma'am,
we
so
make,
what is your
talk
name?
to each other.
My name is Sweeney. It's very
My
nice to
name
meet
is
you.
Awa. It's nice to meet you.
We have been here.
I'm
This is our
trying to
third time
tell
being here.
you-
Yes, I'm listening.
I'm trying to tell you
Yes.
that the right you have and how you feel is so is everybody else. We didn't came to a word. We didn't get to a point where I am entitled to walk up to you, walk up to this lady and tell her, do you pay taxes in America?
Well,
Do you?
Can I-
Do you
can I
pay?
respond
Can
to
you
that?
leave in America? Do I need a permission
didn't
to
ask
leave?
you.
Do I have to answer you a question?
Can
Who
I-
are you?
Can I respond
Why
to that?
would I
For
answer
instance,
you want
do
to
you
have
pay
a
taxes here in
conversation, or do you
America?
just want to talk?
Absolutely.
I will
I
answer
do.
you.
Why
And would you have a problem with
answer
somebody
your
asking if you pay taxes?
Okay, I can
No.
respond to you.
I really wouldn't.
If you weren't doing anything illegal, you wouldn't be offended,
I wouldn't have
right?
no problem with it whatsoever.
The city council for two.
Yeah,
That's why they have a problem, because they're doing stuff illegal here.
exactly.
What do you think about all the counterfeit selling that takes place here?
This is ridiculous. I think it's insane.
The funny thing is, right, immigrants will say, oh, who are you to question me doing what I'm doing? You're not law enforcement. But law enforcement gets paid by the citizens. Law enforcement is not some authority that fell from heaven. It's not some deity that we're supposed to worship. No, these are public servants that are there because of, if it's a democratic country, because of people's voting. We are taxed to pay these people's salaries. They work for us. So when we see you on the street and we ask you to see your permit or where you're from or what you're doing or what you're selling, we have every right. We are entitled to. You can't say, who are you? You are not law enforcement. Law enforcement gets paid by us. We are the bosses of law enforcement. What are you talking about? You see, Africans don't come from functional societies where they understand civic duty. They've got no concept of civic responsibility. So when they see somebody acting out their civic responsibility, they get annoyed because they think, oh, who are you? What authority do you? No, it's not about authority. Those people that have so-called authority only have it because we allow them to have it. We hired them essentially. We pay them. We pay their salaries. So that's how it works in a civilized country, which is hard for West Africans to understand.
Garbage, pollution, just mass
And do you
consumerism.
do you live here?
I do. I'm from Queens.
And how do you feel like as far as like the safety of Canal, this area?
No, I think it's overly congested. I think there's a lot of like shady things going on, and I understand people want to get things for a cheaper price, but this has to be regulated somehow. It's not fair to pedestrians.
The lady then came back and tried to make this a race issue when in reality this has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with what's right and what's wrong.
What's
Where
wrong with
the
us being
people
here?
that don't look like you.
It's
Do
not.
you know about the
because
First
of
Amendment?
race.
It's all-
Stop making it race. That's racially
It is
divisive.
race.
No, it's
It
not.
is.
If you show me a bunch of white folks
If
committing
you-
fraud in
if
the
your
street,
video-
I'll come right back.
If all your
Unfortunately, I don't see them.
if all your videos you ever made that you took the video in a camera and walk around North Carolina where they make that
Where? What? Where?
where they
Show me.
make that fake wine and ask them if they've paid
That
taxes.
could be a
Show
tax
me
video.
one of those
That-
videos.
great. If you
Show
showed
me.
us where, that'll
you
be
will
his next
never
video.
because you feel like they are entitled to be in this country.
That's
What
The man literally said, show us where this is happening and we will go and confront them. But she's refusing to mention where it's happening because she's just thirsty to make it about race. The same way West Africans and Central Africans will try to make it about xenophobia when you try to rationalize and reason with them. They can't reason, they can't argue. This is why the NGOs and the humanitarian groups, and they give them these labels to try to neutralize any debate, because they know these people are incapable of having a coherent debate about any topic. So you give them labels to weaponize. So when you try to make sense to them, all they have to say is you're racist, or all they have to say is you're xenophobic, without actually presenting an argument. That's why these labels exist. It's for dumb folk, stupid people like this woman who cannot reason, who can't argue. But if you give them a label, they can weaponize that. And if millions of them are using the same label over and over again, and the media is using the same label over and over again, it strengthens their stupidity. It reinforces their stupidity.
Guess what? So is everybody else. We can be here anytime, everywhere. Show Donald Trump that we don't need to apologize to be in America. Thank you.
Unless you're breaking the law. Unless you're breaking the law. No one has to apologize for being America, but if you're breaking the law, there's a little bit of apologies that are owed. I'm not saying she is at all. I'm saying this entire court is. No, he's not. This is public property.
You should do this in North Carolina. Do this in North Carolina.
It's a public street.
Do it. Do it in South Carolina, North Carolina, where the white people are, and ask them if they are paying taxes. You would never do that.
Not yours.
How is he breaking the law?
What law
This
is he
is
breaking?
public property.
Everybody pay taxes. Everybody.
What law is he
I'm
breaking?
entitled-
What law is he breaking? It's a public street.
Answer the question.
Filming the people that didn't consent to it.
That's
You don't have to
illegal.
consent to it.
You're wrong again.
There's
You don't-
cameras all
Yes,
over the
you
street
do
that
have
you don't
to
consent
consent
to.
Yes, you have
Do you
to.
consent to these?
Everybody
Do you
is
consent to the
entitled of
cameras
living
up
in
here?
America.
Do you
Just
consent
like
to
you.
cameras up here?
Just like you. Everybody is entitled to live in this country. Just like you.
Nobody's entitled to anything.
Like you.
You're not entitled
Just
to
like
anything.
you.
You're not entitled
Everybody
to live
else-
here.
Why not? You came from Europe to here.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Really? What
If you
country did I
you're
come
great.
from?
Maybe Poland.
Nope.
Maybe France.
Nope.
Maybe
Were you
Italy.
born in America?
We feel like living here just like you.
Were you born here?
If he didn't come,
Don't
his
racial
mother
profile
or
you.
father or grandfather or great-grandfather came.
Are you
course.
racially
Guess what?
profiling me?
My racially people build this country.
Are you racially
My
profiling me?
racially people build this country.
So did ours.
Yeah.
So did ours.
And we feel the same, just like you. We are entitled of living here.
Of course.
Please,
all
and thank you.
citizens are entitled to live here. You're right. All citizens are entitled to live
If you
here.
did it legally.
Of course, if you did it legally.
Yeah, but they're doing it illegally. That's
Well,
why
of
they're
course they are,
upset.
but they feel as though they're entitled to break the law. If I went to France or I went to whatever country and I broke the law and I tried to say, I'm entitled to break the law, they throw my ass in jail.
This lady's saying that we don't have the right to film here.
Yeah.
How come you think she's saying that?
So like my opinion is that like a lot of these people, they come from countries that are completely different to what you and I believe, right? And for example, the reason I go to Japan is for Japanese people. The reason that I go to China is to see Chinese people. And a lot of these people, like I said, we've proven time and time again that they're not compatible with the West. And we've seen certain ways how they act, how they believe, how they talk to us, how they treat the streets. And like I said, this woman screaming about not filming, she's bringing basically her beliefs from her country to here. She's not listening to what we do, but as you know, if it's the opposite, if we went to their country and did what they're doing, we both know what would happen. The same thing, I saw your documentary with Somalia. I can't imagine what would happen if we went to Somalia and said some of the stuff that they say to us. We wouldn't last a day. And obviously, you know that, your viewers know it. It's absolutely, this is the way it is.
At the end of the day, would you be offended if someone asked you if you pay taxes here?
Absolutely not, because that's the reality, right? Like if you're, listen, one of my favorite quotes is, if you stand for everything, you stand for nothing. And that's what a lot of these people, bro, like the way they act, you can see day to day the way they treat our streets, the way they treat the people here, the way they treat like our environment, throwing trash, throwing rubbish, because that's like the reason they fled their societies, their countries, is the same like why are they coming here then? They're trying to bring their beliefs, their imposed beliefs from their past, that obviously their countries are destroyed for a reason, and they come here, they think, okay, let's add those beliefs onto here, and it's gonna be the same exact thing, you know?
All right, so we've cleared out some of the section here on Canal. They have left these windows right here. They're not here on the corner, but if you just keep going down a little bit more, they're still going. Right now, they're packing up. They are packing up right now. What's up? Look, it's like they're trying to run from the cameras or something.
We're not worried about the camera, man. We're not worried, man.
Oh, you're not worried about it?
Can we ask you some questions? What? Can we ask you some questions? I'm not any question. All right. We're happy to talk to anyone. We're happy to talk to anyone. We don't got any problem talking to anyone. We're not worried about the camera, man.
You're not worried about the camera? He seemed pretty worried about the camera.
Maybe him, though.
Yeah, maybe him.
I'm not worried.
That's what's up. This is McDonald's. Right outside of McDonald's here, you can come get all the Gucci. Now this just goes on for blocks upon blocks. You want the fake AirPod Maxes, want the Louis Vuitton glasses. You can get everything you want here. What can we buy today? Anything?
Nothing left.
Not today. They're saying nothing. Look at all this stuff. How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic.
Doing fantastic.
I watch you all the time, my friend.
That's what's up.
Hey, I am good for you. Good for you. You keep going. You keep going.
Thank
You
you.
keep doing. You keep getting the good word out. Expose the fraudsters.
Are you buying stuff out here in Canal?
No,
No.
nah. Buying real American products.
There you go. And what do you think about all these fraudsters?
Yeah. Honestly, that's.
Bafetu, stoko, base thola kae, stoko se sengata so, base thola kae, base thola ma-China le bona they're involved in the illicit goods industry. That's why you hear this man saying he buys 100% American. Guys, as South Africans, we need to be so patriotic. We must buy 100% from South Africans. We must know everything we buy in our houses, whether it's something we wear, something we eat, we need to know where it's coming from. We need to be responsible consumers. This is part of your civic responsibility. It's not just about supporting local. It's not charity. This is your civic responsibility. It's your duty. It's not charity. You're not being charitable by supporting South African. You are protecting our people. You are protecting our economy. You're making sure that these illicit industries do not thrive, that we stop sponsoring politicians who are destroying our lives and destroying the future generations of South Africans. So it's a civic duty to do your research to find out where the products that you buy and use come from. Do a little bit of research and find out who's selling what in your community, your local community. Try your best. Do as much research as you can. Find out who's selling what in your community. Support those stores. Let's create a new economy. South Africa's economy is built on the exploitation of native labor. That's what colonialism and apartheid produced. It produced an economy that thrives through the exploitation of native labor. In order for us to destroy it, we need to stop supporting it and we need to build a new economy. That means we need to do research and find out who sells what and support those businesses as a civic responsibility, not as charity. And then also, we conversely have the responsibility to produce high quality stuff. But guys, remember, we have to start somewhere. Don't despise these small beginnings. Let's start somewhere and grow from there. The problem with us is that we want high quality, high everything from the onset, and it's just not possible. We have to go through a process of trial and error. The problem with us is that as South Africans, like we're very ashamed of being like embarrassed and not producing something that's up to standard and feeling like ish. So because of that, sometimes we don't want to try. But we have to try. We've got to put ourselves out there and try and grow from there. Build while you're flying. What's that famous quote? You build the plane while you're flying. Some shit like that. But Lorona, we mustn't despise our small and beginnings. We start somewhere and build from there and have an appetite for growth and progress and development. And be willing to learn and make adjustments as you go. So it's not just about let's support local. I don't even like support local. I like let's support native because we need to build a native economy. Antoine. So we must also produce goods that are up to standard, and we must also be open to taking criticism and making adjustments. This is how we grow as a people. And I keep saying that, guys, our generation currently today is the sacrificial one. We are the sacrifice. We are not going to live in the glory days of what the native South African or what native South Africa can become or can be. We won't live in the glory days, but we will sow the seeds to make sure that future generations get to enjoy that time. Right now, it's about building the foundation. When you're building the foundation, there's no building yet. You're underground. Nobody can see you. People think you're going backwards. But what we're doing is we're building a strong, solid foundation because we understand where we're going and where future generations need to go. So let's not despise when we start small and we start build. And this is also the thing, like starting small, doing things the right way, doing things legitimately, it requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of trial and error. It requires a lot of self-belief. And that's why culture is so important, because we're dignified by our culture. Our culture is what gives us dignity. So a strong cultural identity will make it so that you don't give up, because you know that giving up means giving up on your people, and you can't let your people down. For me, guys, my main motivation is in life is I don't want to let my people down. In fact, I can't let my people down. When so much has been invested in me, in my community where I grew up, right? Just my culture in general, and just native South African cultures in general. There's too much blood that has been shed. Too many seeds have been sown to give me the privileges that I have today. I have to pay it forward. That's what drives me. That's what motivates. I can't let the future generations of natives down. I cannot do it. I always talk about the 100-year frontier war. The many wars we've had, the amount of blood that has been spilled for me to have these opportunities as a native. I cannot let those things be in vain. For me, that's just, it's a personal thing. You might not feel that way, but for me, it's personal. I can't let blood spill for nothing. And it's spilled on my behalf to defend this homeland, this great land. Today we call it South Africa, but it's our homeland. It's our native homeland. Our ancestors are buried here. I can't let their blood be spilt in vain. I'm sorry, not me. It will never happen. I'll never let anybody colonize or take over this land. Ever. It will never happen. I'd rather be unalived. I'm very comfortable with being unalived for my country, for my homeland. As natives, we've had so much stolen and taken from us, so much of our history misrepresented, so many lies about us, and yet they still can't destroy us. So for me, it's personal, man. It's very personal. So I can't sit and watch while my homeland gets, because I don't even like calling it a country. It's my homeland. I don't like sitting while my homeland gets destroyed. My ancestors are looking at me. They expect me to do something. They did something when they were invaded. They fought back. Do you know what it is to resist for 100 years? That means you are born in war and you die in it. You never know peace. Right now, native men, you are too comfortable. Native men are too comfortable. You are busy there drinking, enjoying life, not understanding that we're being invaded. It's time to stand up and protect and defend your communities. There are paramilitary groups all over South Africa, foreign-ran, foreign-owned paramilitary groups. Men that are coming in as refugees, that are ex-military, some of them current military personnel that are trained in weaponry in our communities. You as a native man, what are you doing about it? Buffett, we can't let this country go. No. It can never happen. And we will not be defeated. So for me, we have a civic responsibility to buy from one another, to produce quality that is safe. If it's food, it must be safe and clean for people to consume. Guys, we must love one another. And that's, again, goes back to cultural pride. You're nothing without your culture. Don't ever let anybody lie to you. The reason these globalists are trying to destroy native cultures is because they know people are much easier to control when they have no cultural pride. That's what has happened to West Africa. West Africans have no culture. There's no culture there, guys. It's pure capitalism. It's capitalism on steroids. There's no cultural pride. They are not dignified by their cultures. They are dignified by how much money they have. Thankfully, in Southern Africa, we are dignified by our cultures. We take great pride in our cultures, our origins, our history, our lineage, our bloodline. We hear about it in our praise songs. We hear about it in the history that we've recorded, that has been preserved, right? So our pride and dignity comes from philosophies like Ubuntu, our way of life. The way we live dignifies us. It's not about how much money you have in your bank or your pocket. It's a way of life. We are naturally dignified people. We take care of our hygiene. We bath. It's one of the things even the colonizers recorded about us. We love cleanliness. We hate a mess. We hate chaos. We're very different here in Southern Africa. We're not like all the other African countries. We must protect all of these beautiful things about ourselves. Come on, natives.
That's money. It's money lost. You know, if Mamdani wants this stuff.
See, look, they freak out when you pull a camera on them. What do you think about Mamdani, for instance, wanting to raise tax on rich white people here, or rich people?
He's losing all his money right here. This is money gone. If you want to take care of New Yorkers, you know, there's money gone right here. Got to take care of it.
And why do you think right now they're trying to tax the rich, for instance, here in New York City? Meanwhile, they're letting all this illegal activity take place.
Well, I mean, did you see what Hochul said? She's like, oh, they're not true New Yorkers, they're gone. I moved to Florida, you know, and I love it in Florida. It's absolutely fantastic because I don't pay any state tax. And my house insurance, house taxes, a lot lower. So why would I want to pay a lot of the money that I work extraordinarily hard for to a city that just, you know, throws it all away? I don't understand that anymore. Doesn't make sense. You know, I don't care if you're left, right, center, whatever you are, you know, just do the right thing.
And this is not the right thing.
This is not the right thing. This is not the right thing.
Right here, you have the National Guard coming through, and you have all these people doing illegal activity. Let's see if these guys will fear the National Guard. I wish they would walk through there, because they wouldn't do anything. So you legit have National Guard walking right here, but the fraudsters don't even care. The National Guard don't even walk on the sidewalk. They just walk on the street because it's a lot faster.
Now we're walking past Canal and we're going north on Broadway. Don't.
I mean, did you hear that? People can't even walk on the sidewalk anymore. This is a crime. The sidewalk was made for people to walk on. And now it's so crowded because people are setting up these illegal business, so quote unquote businesses there, that you would much rather walk on the road because it's faster. And law enforcement is doing what? Nothing about it, because politicians are eating together with these people. That's why they're allowing the chaos. Mind you, politicians live very far away from this chaos. They live in gated communities with 24-hour security. They never have to experience what we experience on a daily basis. This is why, guys, we have to stop listening to politicians. We have to stop listening to so-called law enforcers that don't listen to the people. If politicians refuse to listen to us, if law enforcers refuse to listen to us, we will not listen to them. It doesn't matter what they say. They can say, oh, you are vigilantes, you are brigade. It does not matter what they say. This is our country. It's our homeland. We're not going to be dictated to by politicians and fake law enforcers who are not enforcing the law.
Don't tell me it's always been like this. If you turn around the camera real quick just to show while I'm talking, it goes block after block after block, and it is because of open border policies, objectively. And I'll give you one example. I know there's all this controversy around ICE. ICE came here and put out a van for one day, okay? This place was clear. Women could walk through without being harassed and catcalled. There was no one selling drugs. There was no crime. In one day, and then there was the reverberating protest against that. Why would you protest clean streets and New York tax dollars going to things that we desperately need? I will never understand that. It's absurd. And either that day or the day after, they arrested, I think, like 9 or 10 people. And if you look at the track records of the people that they arrested, almost all of them had a track record of either violence or drug dealing. And these are the people that you're protesting and wanting back out in these streets. It's completely un-American, no matter your skin color. It has nothing to do with race. It has everything.
And that's the thing. It's called, what do they call it when you pay for a crowd? Rent a crowd, yeah. So those are not real protests. Those are just rented crowds that are paid for by NGOs to make it seem as if there are actual people in your community or society that want this chaos, which is nonsensical. No one wants a chaotic CBD. Nobody wants a mess in their streets when they're paying taxes for these areas to be clean. If we can't walk on our own sidewalks, but we're still being charged 40% of our income, we're still being taxed 40% of our income, but we can't walk on the street. How does that make any sense? Who's protesting to keep this disorder? If not NGOs and politicians renting crowds to make it seem like there are citizens among us who actually want this. Guys, there are a lot of agents, right? Wink, 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 wink. Agents that live in our communities, that live amongst us, that are there for the purpose of maintaining the status quo. Their job, they're like spies. They function as spies. They're there to monitor, to ensure that the status quo is upheld and that nothing is changed. Because who in their right minds, sometimes we see it often in South Africa. We saw with the Mashangan, Matsonga protest, that whole Rent-A-Crowd. They took some EFF members, they paid them to go make it seem as if, oh, this movement of March and March is tribalistic, which it's not. Jacinta has gone to every province, almost every single province, and she's welcomed by South Africans are not tribalistic. To try to put that label on us in 2026 is actually funny. We are not tribalistic. We should, if we were tribalistic, we should have killed each other a long time ago. But we're not. We can live harmoniously together while still also preserving our cultures. It's very unique. This doesn't happen anywhere else in the world, right? So they sponsored that. Then there was also in Cape Town this march against, oh, don't kick out, and in Durban, all of a sudden white people came out of the woodworks complaining, saying, don't kick out the Malawians and the foreigners, they're vulnerable people. Bruh, there's vulnerable South Africans. Why don't you care about them? You only care about the black Africans from Malawi and Zimbabwe. They're the vulnerable ones. But what about the South Africans that are vulnerable in South Africa? We never see these people protest for their protection and in their defense, ever. We've never seen it. But all of a sudden they care about African migrants. Ha ha, very funny. Again, Rent-A-Crowd. These are NGO-sponsored protests.
Anything to do with tax fraud and the safety of American streets.
Look at the congestion all this counterfeit goods selling causes.
It's insane. And right now, this is the middle of the day on a Friday.
Guys, this is Europe. This is America. This is look at the streets. It looks like you're in Hillbrow. It looks like Brie. Everywhere Africans go, they turn it into the third world. West Africans. Everywhere they go, without fail, they cannot live in a civilized manner. And it's a mindset thing. You can give them a perfectly functional country and they will destroy it with market. They call it market. All these marketplaces, they don't want to function and do legitimate businesses that are registered with proper storefronts because they don't come from that. They come from a survival scavenger mindset. Countries where governments do not deliver services, so they have to do everything for themselves illegally, illegitimately. They don't understand what systems are. Those are foreign concepts to them, but they are entitled, very entitled people with very little education. Look at this place. It looks like you're in, bruh. This looks like somewhere in Nigeria and Lagos, bro. Where do they get these? Stoko sena se hlaya kae? Se tswa kae? Kwa tlo tseba. Stoko sena se tswa kae ba fethu? Stoko se se ngata tje. Se tswa kae? Stoko sena, man. Look how many cabs. Where are you getting this? If not China. How are these things entering into your ports? Guys, this is why so many foreign countries are interested in building ports and owning ports in South Africa. To move their goods, their illicit goods. Look at this. How do you let this into your country? And it's deliberate because Poland does not allow this nonsense. Hungary does not allow this nonsense. There are countries in Europe, in Eastern Europe, that have said no to this bullshit. They don't allow it. And their countries are fully functional. Well, everybody's always like, oh, the world is watching. Oh, your economy is going to crash. No, that's not true. There are countries that have shown us this. That you can protect your borders and still have a first-class country, first world country. So all of this leftist ideology that's meant to fearmonger and make us feel like, oh, the world is watching, so we have to bow down and allow illegality in our countries is nonsense. The future of South African leaders are going to be leaders with a backbone because we will not tolerate anything else. We will not tolerate cowards. Magwala, we're done with them. That time is over.
Right? It's almost an entire zip code, and the amount of people that send me, women included, small business owners included, that tell me they have to travel blocks around this area just to get in the subway because of this stuff. No taxpayer. We all work very hard. We're up early in the morning, we go to bed late at night, working our asses off. We should not live in a city. There should not be a single inch of any city in the United States where taxpayers can't walk. They pay for those streets with their taxes.
All that cash. What's wrong with us filming this?
These people who sell too, like to put it into some perspective of just tax dollars, make something like $3,000 to $5,000 a day. Do the math. That's one of them. Think about the breadth of that racket here in New York City.
When I first exposed this fraud, a lot of people were upset that I exposed this fraud. Just listen to this lady.
My husband showed me a clip of that kid, Nick Shirley, going around Canal Street antagonizing the men who are trying to just sell us some shit there. Wow. And you guys think I need to get a life? What a fucking loser. That's all.
However, this is how women really feel who live in Canal Street, and I've seen the degrade for years.
So you're a native New Yorker here.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying this is an issue, but would you say this has just gotten worse over the years?
That isn't an issue? They're saying it isn't.
Yes.
Come on. They're lying. Or they're blind. I don't know what.
And you as a local New Yorker, how have you seen this area change over the past few years?
You can't walk. I mean, if you actually want to get somewhere, you can't walk through that. I mean, there's always been people that sell on the street. That's fine, but this is like insanity and very aggressive. And it's just bad. You don't even feel safe walking through that. And I don't really scare easily.
And do you know any of these people? Did you know any of them before this?
No, this is all descended on very quickly.
A lot of people find it fun to come here for tourism purposes because they can go and buy that fake Chanel, the fake Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah, that's always been. It's usually the Chinese that were selling them.
So it used to be the Chinese, and now you have people from Senegal, Mauritania, Africa here.
Yeah.
They were not here before.
Aha, ke le boleletse that my China are involved in this thing. So ba pata bokweta bo shodu ba bona ka batho ba tswang Africa. And of course Africans are sellouts, the West Africans in particular. Of course, when the Chinese approach them and say, "Hey, we don't want to be the face of fake goods anymore, so we're going to hire you guys. We're going to give you our stock. We're going to send you all over the world, and you guys are going to sell on our behalf the way that we used to do it. You guys are going to do it now." And this is going to destroy local businesses and the local economy because you're not going to pay taxes for it. This is warfare, guys. So my China beats no because West Africa sell out. You got no cultural pride, you've got no moral compass, nothing. I call it moral IQ. And there's EQ as well. Yeah, there's different forms of intelligence. I call it moral IQ. West Africans don't have moral IQ. Like if you sit and have a debate with them about ethics and morality, you realize these people, that's why their countries are the way they are. They've got no moral IQ. So my China baba bono bana get weak links, ba rata chelete too much. Babalata, no man, about the face of the fake goods. We're getting a bad rep. It's affecting our image, our soft power globally. We don't want to be the face of this thing anymore. We know people that sell humans from the transatlantic slave trade. So they've got no integrity, nothing, no moral compass, no moral IQ. Luxury brands because you guys don't have any self-esteem. So on our behalf and destroy your own country's name and image. And the thing I hate about these Africans, after they sell out and they commit all these crimes, they want to be identified as African instead of where they're actually from. Like the guy Nick Shirley saying, no, these guys are from Senegal. He's saying specifically where they're from because they like to hide that. They like to hide behind, oh, we're African, to try to make it seem as if any objection to what they're doing is racism towards all Africans. Even the xenophobia narrative, it's the same thing. You call out these Africans for the bad things that they're doing in your country. They say, oh, you hate all Africans. No, it's you Africans in these regions, West and Central Africa in particular, that are doing all these types of things. And obviously in the Eastern region as well, the Somalis, Ethiopians, etc., etc. You people are the problem. It's not all Africans. Africa is not a monolith. Africa is not even an identity. What is the cultural identity of Africa? It's too diverse for it to be one thing. So it's a nonsense ideology to say we're all Africans. It's just so you guys can get away with your criminality. And now that we're onto you guys, the only thing you can peddle now is this lie of xenophobia, which you keep pushing rather than focusing on what's forcing you guys out of your countries. For some of these guys, it looks like it's not even the fact that their governments are not functional. It looks like it's just greed and just the pure thrill of criminality. The pure thrill of criminality seems to be what motivates a lot of these people. Like they don't live for anything else except crime, bro. Like there's no vision. What is the plan for West Africa? If you ask West African countries, what's the plan for Nigeria 50 years from now? What are you guys working on? What are you trying to build? What's your plan for development in your country? They've got no plan. They're not aware that they're supposed to come up with a plan for themselves. Hey, but what about Domo? But what about Domo? And it shows in the educational system. Ba rutwang mo hantlantle. Ke eng molemo ye ba rutwang dikolong tsena tsa bona ko West Africa? Nna kwa tlo tseba. Can somebody post the curriculum or something e ka mpontshang gona ba rutwa eng mo ba kenang dikolong teng? Because I think the first time they experience proper civilization is when they travel to South Africa and experience proper education. South Africa's education is one of the best in the world. So, okay, Poto, what are they being taught there? Your colonizers left you with proper working systems and infrastructure, and you guys in less than 60 years have destroyed everything. Turned your countries into absolute shitholes. What's about shithole again? Lesoba lama sepa. Ukilas bon. Yes. Buffett.
And have any of them ever said anything to you as a woman? Or
Yeah, it's gross, you know?
what do they say?
I don't really want to repeat it.
Really, it was that bad?
Yeah.
And how come you don't think anybody steps up and does anything about Canal Street?
Because they just want these citizens that live around here just protect these people and try to make it seem like we're doing a bad thing by trying to keep these people off the streets.
And do you think there'd be any issue with NYPD actually arresting these people?
Yeah, it should stay.
Buffett, ke na le philosophy, ne? Ya hore ma China ke ma Nigeria a Asia. Every cultural group or ethnic group has their version of Nigerians. And I think my China ke ma Nigeria are the Asian community or ethnic group. And I think in the white community, Maburu ke bona ma Nigeria are but ba Yamaho, because Mahoa how kaya ko Europe, ne? Then how about better hakalo in comparison to Mahoa ana South Africa? But very, very stubborn. They don't want to assimilate. They don't want to learn the languages, nothing. They can't assimilate. They can't function in harmony with other people in the community. They've got a very colonial, invasive kind of mindset. They can't integrate. They come into your community, they want to start running things their own way. So now, in my opinion, South Africa kaofela as a whole, Nigeria are the white community, because Europe to experience like proper white people, like true white people. Some of them they're not actually that bad. Marafita South Africa, and you encounter Mahua Ana Ronamo. Yo, so na ke Nigeria Mahua Bana Barona Mona South Africa. Then no, Asia ne. Ma Nigeria, Asia ke ma China le ma India. Lema Pakistan, lema Bangladesh, Kima Nigeria are the Asian community but to bow here. Then ma Nigeria amahoa, Kima Buru, lema Hoa Anana South Africa. Then Lebo Manghap. Then obviously how fit about Baba to Razeba, ma Nigeria ama Nigeria. Lema Ghanaian, lema West Africa, Kofela Boniki ma Nigeria are the black community.
In jail rather than just coming out the next day.
What do you think about the catch and release laws here?
Horrible. They should be in jail for a certain amount of time depending on like what crime they did, not just getting out the next day.
Because if you arrest one of these men, they will then just come out here the next day.
Exactly. Literally the next day. Be right back out here selling.
Nick Shirley, you're awesome.
Thank you.
From Minnesota.
Oh,
Love
amazing.
What you're doing. Love what you're doing.
Have a good one. So much respect from the people on the street, but the scammers, the fraudsters, they don't like me, obviously. So here on Canal Street, you have where they sell counterfeit goods, where they sell Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, and then you have the spot where they sell illegal substances, graffiti, and a lot of these businesses are now for lease here on the street. Look, they just got bags full of weed. Wow. Look at that. All buckets full.
Now this is an area where me and my cameraman got jumped by a mob of these fraudsters who are not from America. They jumped me and my cameraman after we had filmed them doing a drug deal on the street, and then to my surprise, I see the man once again here on Canal Street after he had already been arrested by the feds.
Wait, no way. That guy got arrested by ICE.
Yep, same thing in South Africa. They get arrested and they're back selling powder the next day. Guys, it's international organized crime. The thing we're fighting is bigger than just your local municipality not doing their jobs. It's bigger than Dada Morer not doing his job. It's a globalist agenda. And for us to dismantle this thing, to uproot this thing, we need to find the source of who's controlling what in South Africa. Because Dada Morer and all these guys, they're just puppets. They have no power. They can't enforce the law. They're not allowed to because their bosses don't allow them to enforce the law. Their globalist bosses don't allow them to enforce the law because there's no ways you can arrest. That's why these criminals, they're selling on the street they're fearless. Sometimes you see these Somalis and Ethiopians getting arrested and they're laughing or they're smiling while we're reprimanding them and telling them to stop doing what they're doing. They've got a smirk on their faces because they know they're going to be out the next day, that there is no law. They don't fear anything, these people. That's like, for me, the only appropriate response to people like that when you're being invaded. Guys, if somebody breaks into your house and you know that there's no security, there's no police that's going to save you, what are you going to do? You know what you have to do. If you native men, you know exactly what you have to do. You tell the wife and kids to go find a place of safety while you go and confront whoever's inside your house directly. You don't wait for law enforcement. Especially when you know there is no law enforcement. That's why these guys are so fearless. Look at this guy. He's back on the corner pushing. Guys, these guys are not businessmen. They're not selling caps and Gucci bags and jeans. They are moving substances, chemicals, drugs. That's the main source of the income here, is the drugs. They will make a storefront where they're selling traditional food, a goosey soup, and all this West African garbage, right? They're like, yeah, we're just selling food. It's foodstuffs. It's West African foodstuffs, yeah, Nigerian foodstuffs, a goosey fufu popu fufu soup. That's sticky shit. That's not what they're selling there. They are moving. That's a front. The hair salon, the barber shop, the secondhand goods, clothing on the street, the Egusi soup storefront, foodstuffs. That's how they transport the drugs into your country, through those businesses. That's why your politicians can't shut them down, because they make money with these people. They get a cut from the drugs that are sold. So it's not foodstuffs that they're selling you. Guys, I've seen, like, there's been drug busts where they put the drugs inside, they package it inside these exotic foods that are unfamiliar to us. Inside. We've seen in cooked food that is being delivered by Nigerians. Inside cooked food, there's drugs inside, cooked, packaged to be delivered to people's houses as food. But they're moving drugs. These guys have been doing this for a long time. So they found methods and means and ways to do it in a way that to the average person, to the naked eye, you would not be able to identify what is being moved here unless you understand the systems. I'm very familiar with the systems that they use. They even use churches. They use clubs to wash money. They launder money with churches, clubs, barbershops. All these so-called businesses are for money laundering and to distribute and move goods. Yes, I'm saying in your Nigerian church, they are moving drugs. Yes, your one, you who's listening to this, you go to a Nigerian church, they are moving drugs there. They are laundering money. That's why you find that it's always the foreigners, the Nigerians that are giving the biggest offering, the biggest seeds. And you wonder how. Are these people just prosperous from their businesses or what's going on? No, it's from illicit goods that are being sold. Then they put it in an envelope and make it an offering to make it seem like God has blessed them. No, they are washing money. It's laundering. It's not an offering. It's not tithe. It's not first fruit. Yes, South Africans, wake up, man. Yo, Buffett. We need to do operations where we shut down these businesses, shut down these churches. I'm telling you, yes, while they're blabbering in tongues. I mean, you guys are there. Masepang, what are you doing? You must do. Your life has not changed. Mariana, why is that? School. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, they're buying expensive luxury cars. How come their businesses are so blessed? These guys have no business IQ, no business acumen. They don't know anything about business. It's money laundering. It's illegality. That's what they're moving. That's what they're pushing. In plain sight, they're there in your church that you paid for with your money. You bought them a building. Ka tjhelete ya- ka di-offerings tsa lona. Yo, guys. Yo, we have a lot of work to do. Last Mzansi. Yo.
And now he's back. I remember you. How was the federal judge? So you got arrested by ICE and now you're back.
Yes, because you know why?
Why?
I'm a businessman and I have my own family. I have 7 kids in America. And you taking a recording at me?
That man said he has 7 kids in America. So he has 7 American children stealing nationalities, stealing passports. This dude, Mamadou, 7 children in America with the American passport that are going to travel the world to push this degenerate culture. They're going to come to South Africa under the guise, hey, they're going to try to pretend that they're Black Americans. See, we know true Black Americans. We know foundational Black Americans. Those are the only Black Americans I acknowledge, are the foundational Black Americans. These ones that are first generation, second, that are, what do they call it? Dual citizenship. Yeah. Don't come with dual citizenship here. I only speak to foundational Black Americans that have roots, long history in that country, that were sent there because they were sold out by their own people as slaves. I acknowledge them. Those are the ones I speak to. Not Mamadou. I've got 7 children, American. Oh man, America, you guys are cooked. You guys are cooked. They're trying to outbreed you guys. 7 kids, 1 man. And don't tell me that his wife is an American woman, because that's a Jolofina. I'm a Jolofina. Why do you guys sell out your countries? Why do you sell out your own cultures like this for your own personal gain? Why Liliso? Where's the cultural pride? Do you not understand the history of what natives have had to go through to protect this land? And you're selling it you're just giving it away on a plate, on a platter, giving these guys anchor babies. Why do you do this? Is it for money? You love money more than your culture. You love money more than your own people. You love money more than your own history. Do you even understand your history and where we come from and how long we fought this battle to preserve our cultures, our languages, our heritage? We are not all African. We are different, and we get treated differently by these same Africans when we visit their countries. They don't like us because they've always been jealous of us from the very beginning. Why? Because our country is more developed than theirs. We have more opportunities. We have a pension. We have benefits. We have human rights. They don't have these things in their countries. They despise us because of this. It's jealousy. That's why they want to see South Africa fall. They were contributing. They're working very hard to see our country fall. How can you sell us out to these people? Even in America, it's the same thing. In Europe, it's the same thing. Why? Jolofinas, why do you hate your own people so much? Why do you do this? We have enough on our hands with native men selling the country out at the borders, whether there's police officers or politicians or news media people selling us out. We have enough on our hands. Don't join the party of the corruption, please, because it's even worse. When you're giving them babies, now it becomes a multi-generational problem for us. A corrupt native man, we can deal with him, and it ends there. But giving them children means that future generations have to deal with this. It's like we're taking 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Now future generations have to deal with the same group of problematic genetics, because what they're spreading is their genetics, their heritage, their culture, their roots, their surnames that we can't pronounce. Stop selling the country. Stop selling us out to these people. Let's deal with the native corrupt men that are selling us out, because that one, we can root them out. But giving them babies, these jolloffs, creates a multi-generational problem that, we might not even be able to solve that one, the way they're breeding. That's the problem with that one. We can deal with the corrupt native men and root them out, remove them from their positions, right? Kick them out of our communities. Make sure they never govern again. Make sure they never hold a position of power again. But when children are involved, it becomes a humanitarian issue now. And then they can use their kids to as leverage to lobby for more human rights for foreigners?
For illegal.
Because you're doing stuff illegal?
No, you doing an illegal thing. Posting at my picture online and my video to make money. That's what you're doing. That's how you live in your life.
You're filming me right now.
Yes, because that's how I'm not posting you online, but you posting me online to make money. That's how you live in your life. I don't live my life like that.
This is called journalism. We're showing people what's going on.
I have a restaurant and I do business. I sell food all day. Me and my wife. It's a family business.
And why do you sell weed here on the streets of New York then?
Weed? Who you got over there selling weed?
Look at all these guys.
Weed is legal.
No, you can't sell it in buckets full here on the streets of New York City.
But who's selling? Why I sell food, I say.
You sell drugs as well, remember?
What are you talking
Last time I was here,
what
before
are
you got almost deported?
So right now, you fool me. Yeah,
what?
Yeah. Right now. Fool me. Listen, man, look, my guy. No, bro. Ain't no violence, okay? Oh, no violence. We talking, okay?
You guys aren't gonna jump me today.
So I'm saying, you.
It's always the guys that are telling you no violence that come from the most corrupt and violent countries. They're used to seeing people get killed every single day in front of their eyes, but they're telling you no violence. Guys, don't let these guys disarm you. If you're a man, sometimes violence is the answer. Most times it is, actually. It's better to step into a negotiation knowing that you have nuclear weapons in your country. You're more likely to get your way than negotiating with nothing that can exert your power or show your force. Violence, sometimes implied violence, is much more powerful. You don't always need to, in fact, you often don't need to use it when people know how powerful you are, how strong you are. You often don't need to use it, but you need to show that you have the capacity or capability for extreme levels of violence. So violence is the answer. It helps you negotiate when you're negotiating peace. Violence is the answer. I'm afraid to have to tell you guys. Anybody that's telling you violence is not the answer does not understand what violence is for. The strong survive in this life. The strong survive. So to say violence is not the answer is disingenuous. It's a lie. It is the answer. In most cases, it is. You need the capacity, at least, for violence, for people to take you seriously. Because outside of that, you're asking people to feel sorry for you and to do it out of just the good moral of their heart, the goodwill of their hearts. And most people do not have good hearts. There has to be some type of threat that puts people in their place and makes them respect boundaries. If humans were such good people that all get along, that are peace-loving, we wouldn't have nuclear weapons, we wouldn't have militaries, we wouldn't have police force. But humans are not like that. Humans are greedy, selfish people that act in their own best interest, sometimes even to the detriment of their own communities and their own families. Humans are not good people. That's why we have fences. That's why we lock our doors. That's why we have militaries. That's why we have borders. That's why we own guns. To protect ourselves from other humans. If we believe that all humans are equal and we're all good people, we wouldn't need these things. So here's Mamadou telling you, yeah, no violence. My brother, never listen to these people when they tell you. Those are the most dangerous ones that want peace. They say we want peace, we don't want violence, are the most violent people. So don't let anybody disarm you by trying to act like you are being barbaric by taking the extreme route. You need to take the extreme route first and then let them try to calm you down to a negotiation. But they need to see that you are capable of taking things there, escalating. If you want to take it there, we can take it there. So that they come to their senses and realize, oh, okay, no, let's not go there. It's not necessary. When they realize, oh, okay, this guy's coming with something here. He has the capacity to wipe us all out. Particularly when dealing with men, you need the threat of violence. That's the only way you can deal with men. Guys, men are not peace-loving people. They love peace in the sense that they're willing to do what's necessary to have peace and to maintain peace, which involves violence. Without that, you don't want to see what a man is. The way to control men is with the threat of violence. Without that, you can't tame them. And I'm talking men from every ethnic group. It's not about, oh, because you're African, you're not civilized. No, every ethnic group understands the importance of violence. Men understand the importance of violence. It's crucial. That's how we foster peace. You can't negotiate peace when there's no threat of violence. You can't. People will constantly be fighting until they realize, okay, here, there's a boundary. We cannot go beyond this because these people will wipe us out. That's when you start having peace.
You recording a family man, hardworking man with 7 kids, 7 U.S. citizens, and you posting my face online, so people watching your.
That boy said he has U.S. citizenship. America, you are cooked. Look at Mamadou. Does this man look American to you? Look at this man's hands. Just look at his fingers alone. Does that spell America? Does that scream American to you? Is this the image of America that you looked at when you were growing up? This is the new America. This is the new liberal left America, lunatic left, loony left. This is what it looks like. Dangerous. This man has one of the most powerful passports in the world. He can go anywhere in the world without a visa. Most countries without a visa. Yo, the world is in a crisis, guys.
Your video, my videos, my face off of your videos, and they're making money off of that. You making money off of my face. But why are you doing that? I have 7 kids, and they're going to school. My kids going to school, and
why
then
can't I videotape you on the street? Do you know what the First Amendment
But you're posting it online. You're not supposed to do that.
Why?
That's illegal.
You're not supposed to sell substances illegally on the streets of New York City.
What's your name? Say it again. My name is Mohammed.
This dude has the nerve to talk about what's legal and what's illegal. This is the problem. The level of entitlement is ridiculous. He's the last person to speak about legality, but here he is with his chest out talking about human rights and what's legal and what's not legal. These people lack self-awareness, man.
My name is Mohammed.
So you're not supposed to sell stuff illegally here on the streets of New York.
What are you talking about, sir? Let's go to my restaurant. You want to walk to my restaurant?
You walk to your restaurant?
Yes. You want to walk there?
Yeah, let's go there.
It's 89 Canal Street. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
D Salam.
Okay, then why do you guys sell drugs here illegally on the streets as well?
Who's these guys? That's not my business.
You sold buckets of weed the last time I was out here.
That's me?
You were right behind the bucket of weed.
I was.
Bruh, this guy was caught in 4K, not a picture, video. And he's talking about, what drugs? What? Why didn't, that's not me. Bro, they caught you in 8. These cameras are 8K these days. Video. And he's pretending to be innocent. 8K, they got you on camera, bro. They got your whole rap sheet, your whole bio. Hey, these people are diabolical, Bafid. Don't let these people into your country, guys. The thing about Africans do not understand that countries are built. Africans think, like that lady earlier on was saying to Nick Shirley, that, oh, people are free to move. Oh, sorry. That's my food. They're like, oh, people are free to move around freely and, you know, do business. No, this thing of freedom of movement, right, used to be restricted to people who have built countries, where now you and I built my country, you built your country. We can have freedom of movement because we've developed our countries and the infrastructure to a level where no one's being shortchanged. You come to my country, you experience a first-class city. I go to your country, I experience first-class cities. So it's a fair exchange. It's not like you coming from a shithole country where you failed to develop your country, but you're crying for freedom of movement. Why do you deserve to experience a first world country, a first class country, when you fail to build one in your own country? So they're saying, oh, but Nick, your parents or great grandparents, like that lady said, your parents or great grandparents, they came from Europe, they came from those people. Granted, they went as colonizers, right? And they genocided the native population, but they also built infrastructure there. So it's not the same thing to compare yourself, who's just going there as an immigrant. However far gone the ancestors of Nick Shirley are, they went there, they contributed something to building the infrastructure to make it a desirable place for people to want to move to. It's not the same as Mamadou and the other lady saying, oh, but we're free to move. Now you want freedom of movement when everything is built? Now go back home, build first, then we can have freedom of movement. Build West Africa, turn West Africa into first world countries. Then we can talk freedom of movement. That's the deal. It's a simple, no one's discriminating against you. Nobody hates you. We're saying first build your country into a first class country, first world country. Then let's talk freedom of movement, because it's a fair exchange. I'm not leaving my first world country to go to a shithole country where you live. You are trying to escape from that to come to my first world country. It's not a fair exchange. You build your country first, and then we can talk about freedom of movement. Let all things be equal in that regard. You can't offer me a shithole while I'm offering you a first-class, first-world country. Come on, man. That doesn't make any sense. It's not discrimination. Just develop your country. Like, what's so hard? Just develop your countries. Sacrifice one generation. China did it. Singapore did it. South Korea did it. Just sacrifice one generation and develop your country. Stop crying for other people's shit. What is so difficult about this? Mamadou here is crying. He wants to be treated equally. You will never be treated equally until you develop your... Show people your aptitude. Show your intelligence. Show your ingenuity. Show your innovation. Do it by... Prove everybody wrong by developing your country so that nobody underestimates you anymore. People will respect you anywhere you go, but you have to start with your home. Your home cannot be in tatters. And then you go to other people's countries and expect to be given the same level of respect as nations that have developed their countries and have beautiful architecture to show for it. You have no architecture. You're talking about, oh, we're business. You're not a businessman. Go start your businesses in your country and make them multi-million-dollar conglomerates around the world, franchises around the world. But start in your country. Build it from there. Prove to us that you guys are what you say you are. Engineers, doctors, businessmen, very successful. Show it with your country. Prove it with your country. That's all people are asking you to do. And the reason you guys keep avoiding that is because deep down in your hearts, deep down in your heart of hearts, you know you guys don't have the IQ for it. Yes, that's what makes you so mad. You know, collectively, your IQ is just not high enough. And the thing about IQ that people don't understand, you can raise your IQ with better education, better development. It takes time though, but you can raise your IQ. In the same way with nutrition, you can raise the population's height. Just nutrition alone. Look at South Koreans. They used to be very short. And then when they became prosperous, you started seeing the change in their height. They started getting taller, bigger, stronger. Nutrition improved. Same thing. Education can improve. Your IQ can improve. Better access to information from an earlier age. It can improve your IQ. IQ can be raised over generations. Yes, it can. It can happen. So it's possible. It's not like just because you have a low IQ that's a death sentence. No, you can still see everything requires time, development, investment, and effort. Those are things that Africans don't want to invest. They want the quick, fast method. West Africans want the get rich fast method, the quick and fast method, the shortcut. That's why their countries look the way they look. They can't stick with the process until they become successful. For them, it's all about what's the fast. They want instant gratification. Everything must be within one generation with them. They can't think multi-generationally. In fact, Africans can't even think 2 years ahead. They can't plan for 2 years ahead. They can't. That's why in their countries, there's no pension fund. There's no nothing. It's like retirement is a mystery to them. They don't understand. You reach a certain age where you can't work anymore. So they're shocked. They go to other countries and say, South Africa, you have a retirement fund. Yes, because you can't work forever. Are you guys... But I get it. The life expectancy in their countries is before retirement age. So retirement is like, what is that to them? It's like a foreign concept. They don't understand. You get to an age where you're so old, you actually can't work. So you have to stay at home. You have to just like chill out for a bit. So for them, they die before that age ever comes. So they don't know anything about what you're talking about when you say retirement. What's retirement? Here we whack. Hey, Bafit. Kunzim.
Which isn't my smoke. I can't have my smoke. If I want to use the cannabis, I can use it.
Go ask any of those guys.
So why are you using my image? My question is, why are you using my image to make money? I have 7 children. Why are you doing that? Why are you using my image?
We can film here on the streets of New York City.
No, I'm a hard-working man. I don't deserve that.
Just like how you're filming me, I can film you.
No, but you posting it online to make money, bro.
What's wrong with that?
You can do that.
You can't do that.
You know Mamadou's breath stinks. I know you know it. I know you were thinking it. You don't have to admit. I know in the back of your mind, you know. Oh. No more? You know it.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, you
it
can.
is.
You can.
Yes, you can. It's
You
public
violating
property.
the civil rights, bro.
No, that's not your civil rights.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. You can
You
film
cannot put a family man, hard-working man.
Bruh, a man that's selling illicit goods is talking about the violation of civil rights. Me, I would have slapped him at that point. Certain things are beyond arguing. Sometimes you just have to smack these guys, bro. Because what is he talking about? What does he know about rights? Does he have rights from where he comes from?
I make money off of it. And I have children. You have children?
It's
working for me. How old are you?
You know, how old are you?
Working
but
for
I'm trying
me.
to answer your question. Okay.
So now he's working. Now he's working.
For me,
work
no,
for him?
working for him.
Restaurant. You guys getting caught up in your line.
He doesn't speak English. Why you are recording us and putting us online, bro?
I can film
This is taking tax dollars out of New York City taxpayers' pockets. It
What's
has
taking tax dollars?
This entire corridor is full of people that do not pay taxes.
But this is not my business. I have no responsibility.
Okay,
for that.
what is your business? What do you do here? Then why do you care
I'm
if he's
selling
filming
the
you?
food.
Okay, then why do you care if he's filming you?
No, he's posting my shit online.
Why
bro.
do you care? If you're not breaking the law, what does it matter if he's filming you?
So you're in defense of these individuals here.
So do.
These guys are selling stuff illegally. They're selling weed out here, buckets full of weed.
Yeah.
Not the hustle.
Yeah.
Leave them alone. Like,
Look, my point
they're doing
is,
their
my
thing.
point is,
He'll shut down the block. I was just about to tell this dude.
yo,
Shut down the whole fucking block, man.
Thank you. And so this guy's saying he runs restaurants. Thank you very much. He's getting mad at me for filming. Look, he's getting mad at me for filming him, but he's saying he doesn't do anything illegal.
He's good in our city. He's good in every city.
I'm saying he's posting my face online.
Sure.
Why he's doing that?
I can take a photo right now. And who is it different? Who's different?
4 million.
Why is it any
He's
different?
making 4 million views on my shit.
You want $1?
And I have children.
You want $1?
And they go to school. When they go to school, they say,
I got like 50 kids. I got 50 kids and 50 wives. I got 50. Dude, no one cares about what you said.
Brother, you get a job. All I'm saying is, dude, trying to get a job. Do something better in your life.
This is my job.
This is not a job, dude.
You get a job
This
because
is not a job.
what are the odds I find you
This
here
is
on
not
this
a job.
block
This
2
is not a
times?
job. Dude, this is not a job.
What's wrong?
You're good, no good. This is not
Me get a job, you guys get a job.
I don't have any problem with
This is
y'all
not a
filming
job.
us.
You can film me all you want.
You can film me all day.
For me, no problem. It's good. Dude,
See? We can film all you want.
This is not a job. Yo, film me for me.
I don't got any problem with
Bruh, these Africans, these West Africans are saying the audacity to tell somebody who comes from a developed country, whose ancestors have built infrastructure that made you decide to leave your home, to tell these people, oh, they need to get a job. That's the same thing they say to South Africans, is to get a job, go to work, man. Why? They want you to ignore their criminality. Because to them, they don't see it as a crime, what they're doing. They see it as like, oh, we hit a lick. We won. They're confused. They're like, oh, go get a job. Go do something productive with your life. No, bro. We want functional societies. The reason you came and moved to South Africa or moved to America is because it's a functional society with working systems and proper infrastructure. That's why you are here. So you can't now say, oh, go get a job when we tell you, hey, you are contributing to the destruction of the very things you came here for. The thing is, you wouldn't understand because you come from a failed country. That's why we have to sit you under our tutelage and explain things to you, because you've never been educated on what makes a country go from third world to first world. You don't understand how it works. It's not about you just pursuing your own personal business interests. That's going to destroy your country. You need functional systems with moral IQ, people with moral IQ that respect the rule of law and order. You must have respect for order. These people thrive in chaos. They don't care about their environment. They don't care about the country. They only care about how they stand to benefit from these environments. That's why their countries are the way they are. They've got low moral IQ.
What's wrong? Why are you so upset?
Film me all day. Tag me, mention me. There's a difference. I'm not breaking the law, so I don't care if you film me.
Yo, you film me. You.
I can't even understand what you're saying.
All I'm saying is, bro, go do something better in your life, bro.
Then what? Clear our streets? There's nothing better.
Bruh, the way you got to respect the overseas wine people. But the way he just broke him down, just high IQ stuff, just explaining things to him in the heat of battle, in the heat of the moment, and the guy could not reply. The African dude couldn't think of a reply fast enough. Because it's true. And he's right. There's nothing better than defending and fighting for your country. That's what these people are doing. It's a civic duty. Africans don't have a concept of civic responsibility. They don't understand what it means to fight and defend your country. It's because they don't have anything to defend in their countries. They haven't built anything yet. You got to build first, then you'll have shit to defend. They'll never relate to what we're saying when we say we're fighting for our country. They don't understand the concept. They don't have anything worth defending in their countries because they haven't built anything worth defending. To them, they are entitled to what other people have built because in their minds, things just magically appear. They don't understand that. They're like the concept of development. They can't grasp the idea that people built these things over several generations. They think things just appeared magically. They don't understand that labor, people built things. Things had to be built. They didn't just appear out of thin air. Mamadou doesn't understand this concept. He thinks buildings and infrastructure fell from the sky and therefore now we can have freedom of movement. No, bro. He thinks it was just the luck of the draw that, he was born in a shithole country and that another person was born in a developed country. No, that was built. It's institutional knowledge that they have. It's now in their genetics because they've been building and building and building and building. Albeit, yes, with slave labor. But don't be a hypocrite and talk about slavery from one perspective. Africans also owned slaves. Arabs owned slaves. Like everywhere you look around the world, even in Asia, they enslaved their own people. So stop pretending that slavery or slave labor has to do with race. It has nothing to do with race. If you're a weaker tribe or a weaker group or community of people, even if they look at the Japanese owned South Koreans or Koreans as slaves, but they look the same. It has nothing to do with your race. Japan abused Koreans for the longest time, enslaved them, but they look the same. It has nothing. Some people are not ready for that conversation. They think slavery is about race. It's not. If you're from a weaker cultural group, you will be exploited by the stronger. I told you guys, violence is the answer. It's key. It's what creates boundaries and makes people respect you. If you are from a weaker tribe or weaker community or weaker group of people, you are food for these people. You will be exploited. That's just how humans work. You need to have some form of protection that creates a boundary that stops people from abusing you. Without that protection, you're food. People are going to take advantage of you. That's why if you come from a society that has weak men, you're going to be violated. If your culture has weak men, I'm telling you, that group of people are going to be violated. Men, women, and children. Absolute violation. You must have a strong community, and for that, you need strong men.
This is a lot of people. It's almost 100 people here. Bro.
What does that matter? They should. If you're breaking the law, you should not be here. That's what you don't understand.
You're trying to just take things to a different level. And
you're telling me these people don't break the law.
This is New York City.
What's your point? So should we allow theft and robbery and assault to happen because it's New York?
Don't force accusation. This is a false accusation.
I've never made a single accusation against you.
He did.
No, what he did was he came with a.
I want to understand something, right? You see this white guy and how confrontational he is with this West African. When native South Africans have the same energy as this white guy, why are we called xenophobic and barbaric and primitive and tribalistic, etc., as if it's such a primitive thing? These are white people confronting and harassing a West African. We even try to speak nicely to West Africans to tell them to go home, and it's considered harassment and abuse and xenophobic and primitive. Look at this white man now confronting. You'll never hear Africans on social media saying, "Oh, we must boycott America, we must sanction America, because this is harassment. Let's take them to the ICC. Let's take them to the ICJ. Let's take them to the AU. Let's take them to the UN." You'll never hear it because Africans themselves are cowards. And they've got double standards in how they're so selective in how they enforce certain concepts like xenophobia. When Africans are killing each other all over the continent in real genocides, they don't say anything, but they wait for South Africa to tell them to go home to say this is a violation of human rights. Look at these white guys. They're moving like native South Africans, confronting them on the street, recording it while they're at it. You will never hear. You see, Africans know their place when white people are telling them where to get off. But when native South Africans tell them the same thing, all of a sudden it's a problem. Because now it's like, oh, who's this black person to tell me this or to tell me that? Bruh, it's our South Africa is our country, it's our land. You're not gonna tell us anything in our land. You're not gonna come tell us anything in our land. Go to your native land and go be a boss there. Not in South Africa. It'll never happen. You guys will never know peace in South Africa, ever. And your children, they will not know peace. They would rather go back to Nigeria, the shithole that you guys have built in West Africa, than to stay in South Africa. You will leave, all of you. This is a multi-generational fight. We've got the patience for it. Don't worry. You relax. We have the patience for it.
Camera on a public street, and he filmed a public street. He's a taxpayer.
making a false accusation.
Bruh, this white dude, he's moving like Pakilam Tagad. No one has a problem when it's a white person that's confronting these West Africans and telling them to stop doing what they're doing. But when a South African does it, BBC Africa is all over it. But this is happening in America. Where's BBC Africa to say, oh, this is wrong? They won't do it because, yeah, they respect. There's a boundary there with white people that they can't cross. They know. They know. But with us, hey, tribalistic, oh, xenophobic, hey, primitive. They say we're primitive, bruh. Imagine we, first world country South Africa, they're calling us primitive. But they come from shithole countries and they consider themselves more developed and more educated, but they can't prove it with their country.
No, he didn't. He made a video. He made a video. He made a video.
Did you guys
You
not?
just said I was selling weed.
Yep, you were.
Yeah, but that's a false accusation.
You were
dude,
right behind
there.
the weed bucket
Yo,
where
you-
they're selling weed.
You something else. You walking around with the camera accusing people, bro. That's not good, bro. Do something better in your
So
life.
what are all these individuals doing
Listen,
out here?
listen. Do something better in your life.
He's
There's
doing
a lot of-
God's
listen,
work. He's a
listen,
patriot. There's
listen,
nothing better he
there's
can be
a
doing
lot
with
of
his
good stuff
life.
out there to do in your life than what you're doing
What
right
would
now.
you like me to do?
Let me tell you something.
Work on your. You have no degrees. You went to school. Have you got
I do
educated?
have a degree, actually.
Yeah, so what you use your degrees for?
I show people what's happening here inside the world.
What do you do? What's your
He's a
degrees?
journalist.
He's not a journalist. He's
What
not
did-
a certified journalist.
Well, you
Since
don't need a
when?
certification to be a journalist. You need a
Oh my
camera and
goodness.
some balls.
Oh my
That's it.
goodness.
You stop selling drugs.
Listen,
No.
we
You
love
stop
people, we
selling
respect
drugs here,
people.
all right?
We respect
Who's
people.
selling drugs?
Oh yeah, look at all this stuff. Look at if I looked over that bag.
So whose shit is that?
What's the grinder
He's right
for?
there, right there.
Right there.
And who do you hang out with?
Who?
Who do you hang out with? And who are you hanging out with?
What do you
All
mean
these
who I hang
individuals.
out with?
Look, you are
I
who you
told
hang
you
out
I
with.
deliver food.
You are not
You
delivering
got food, yeah, fool me. I'm a hustler, fool me.
Okay,
Yo,
good. I don't
brother,
understand you.
No hustler. I'm a restaurant. I'm a restaurant. I'm a restaurant.
Your restaurant's not here.
Brother, I'm a restaurant.
There's no restaurant right there.
Yeah, restaurant right here.
And go to your restaurant. People are waiting for you.
Brother,
Go to your restaurant.
it's my brother. Fool me. I'm a hustler, fool me.
Why are you so angry at us for filming on a public street?
Listen, I'm not angry at you. I respect you as a human. I respect all humans.
You guys did it last
But
time because they
listen to
jumped me and my
listen.
cameraman.
Whoever jumped you, I never touched you. I never did touch you. If I touch you, you know you're gonna be break, man. You know, I'm not gonna fight you. I don't fight. I'm not a violent person. You understand me? We don't do violence.
Beg to differ, but
Okay? We
off
don't
of
do
our
no
last
violence.
interaction,
What you need to do is chill with
surprised
this
that you're back
camera.
here on the street.
Chill this camera. What do you mean you're surprised I'm back on the
well,
street?
because ICE detained you, but apparently you have the right to be here. So great for that. I'm happy you're here. And now I just asked for you to not be selling drugs here on the streets of New York
Nobody
City.
is selling drugs here. Don't make up. That's a makeup thing, bro.
Then what
Don't
was that
lie.
bucket of weed
Look, these
when I
people
approached
do,
you last
see
time?
this what they do, the vending. This is what we do here.
No,
listen
sir.
to me. Listen to me. You listening to me, or are you
I'm
listening to me?
I have video
Everybody
footage of
over here
buckets
trying
of
to
weed.
survive. Listen, everybody just trying to survive.
Same.
That's what they do over there. You see what I'm saying?
Is your name Mamadou Ndoye?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes or no, is this your rap sheet? You said that you don't sell drugs. I'm asking you, I'm not making any statements right here. Recklessly endangering, these are previously arrested crimes, counterfeiting third degree, unauthorized use of. Who's talking to you, dog? Back off. Everything's my business. Unauthorized use of motor vehicle, criminal sale of narcotics, possessing a controlled substance, possession of marijuana for sale, making false
that's
reports to
not
law
me.
enforcement,
Listen,
and
you got
resisting
5
arrest.
pictures here.
Okay, but I'm
You got
asking you,
5
I'm
pictures
asking
here.
you, is this not you, and is that not your rap sheet?
No, that's not me.
So-
Mine's right there. Yeah. So this is different people in there.
Okay, well,
keep
So
going.
what do you
Is
do?
that I just asked you?
You guys have nothing better to do. You went to sit
So
over here.
you just let me just go
Of
with the rap
course.
sheet. Yours.
Of course. Where?
I'm asking you if this is your picture and this is your rap sheet. That's a question.
That's from Homeland Security right
Dog,
there.
that is a
Yeah.
rap sheet longer than
Nah.
a track meet, and you're saying you're here not breaking any
You know
laws?
how long I've been in America?
I'm asking you. This is a question, then you answer
I
that
grew up
part.
over here, bro. What are you talking about?
Is this your track record?
No, that's not
Okay,
mine.
interesting,
Okay.
interesting. So this is
Okay.
all false
what's
from
your name
the
then?
Department of Homeland Security.
Bruh, these guys, West Africans lie like it's nothing. This guy's caught in 8K and he's still, I mean, bro, you on camera, you got there's pictures, there's past videos, there's evidence after evidence after, and he still looks in the camera and says, no, that's not me. He's still lying with all the evidence in the world to prove that he's a criminal. There's a rap sheet on him. This guy's like, we just trying to survive. Guys, South Africans, I want you to learn today, please never trust the sob story of a West African. They are liars by nature. These people sold their own people into slavery. Do you understand what the nature of these people is? Now, oh man, they've made babies now in South Africa. We have multiple generations of people like this. Our genetics have been contaminated with this type of morality. This dude is lying with all the evidence showing that he said no one's moving drugs here. How do you know? Did you search everybody to see that nobody is selling drugs there? He knows they're selling drugs. He's trying to just defend what's going on this corner, this street, this block. He knows what's going on there. But for him to sit there and say, oh, we're just trying to survive, and try to use the emotional blackmail thing so you leave him alone. Like, oh, it's not people trying to survive. This is criminality. Bro, if somebody breaks into your house and steals your stuff, that person is just trying to survive. Does it make it okay what they're doing? If somebody mugs you on the road and steals your watch, your cell phone, that person is just trying to survive. Trying to survive is not an excuse for criminality. Everyone's trying to survive, but people are doing it the legal way. Why should you be given an exception? Why should you be allowed to do it the illegal way? And then when we condemn you, you pretend that it's racist or xenophobic. Do it the legal way like everybody else. That's the hard part. Trying to survive but doing it legally is harder than doing it the way you guys are doing it. Did you guys want sympathy for the way you're doing it? Sympathy should go to people who are doing it the legal way. It's much harder to do it legally. What a disgrace of a human being. It's like, oh, we're all the same. We're all human. They love this whole thing. We're all human. When they want you to turn a blind eye to how they're destroying other people's lives. Drugs are destroying young children's, the youth's lives. Where's your sympathy for those people? Those kids are also just trying to survive. Why are you approaching them with drugs when they're just trying to survive? That makes you evil.
He's making false
what's your
statements.
name?
Interesting.
My name's Nick Shirley. What's your name?
My name is Spec Mohammed. Mamadou. Yeah.
So that's not. Can you film that? That's not your track sheet.
No.
That's not your rap sheet. This is false.
No.
Then we'll serve a correction.
bro.
Right?
No,
We'll send the Department of
bro,
Homeland Security.
no.
If this is false,
No.
we'll figure it out. None of that.
Yeah.
That's not you.
Yeah.
All right.
not here.
Interesting. Interesting.
Hold
That's
up,
not
hold
your
up,
rap
hold
sheet.
up, hold up. Muhammad. So you're trying to say this is not you?
No, touch him for you.
You're trying to say that is not you, Muhammad?
Not touch him, bro.
That's not you. This is him right here. Muhammad, so this is not a bucket of weed right here that you're standing next to, selling here on the streets of New York City.
Yo, boy, I knocked the shit out of him last time.
Yeah, you did. That was you. And now you guys are back here selling stuff illegally. Look at this. The feds aren't even doing their job.
You gonna stop shit?
The feds aren't even doing their job. They arrested you guys, now you guys are right back here.
Yeah, right back.
Right back, selling stuff illegally, huh? How do you contribute to society here, huh? This guy jumped me last time here on Canal Street, and now he's back doing stuff illegally once again. They don't see any problem with that. How do you contribute to society here in the United States? Do you work hard, pay your taxes?
Yeah, I do. Get sent away to other countries.
And then these guys right here selling stuff illegally. He's once jumped my own cameraman, and now he got arrested. Now he's back here on the streets of New York City doing it once again. never got arrested. So they just put you in jail and release you the next day? Yep, that's crazy. Look at that. Wild stuff, man. New York City streets really are just lawless. Those are the guys that were arrested by ICE, and now they're back here on the streets. Either the feds are making stuff up, or they're not doing their job. And NYPD obviously is not doing their job because their track records are right there.
Well, my thing is this person, right, say he was let out. What my question was to him, and it's not a statement, is I just read off the Department of Homeland Security, his rap sheet, right? So let's say he was let out and there was a legal basis for him being let out. Okay, that doesn't change the fact that he has a rap sheet longer than a track meet and is a categorically dangerous person. I'm sorry, if you sell drugs and you resist arrest and the whole litany of charges, provided those are true, I don't know, I'm reading it off the Department of Homeland Security.
Guys, doesn't that tell you that law enforcement is theater? It's a theater production. ICE is just theater. They're just there to give you the impression that they're standing up to the globalists and standing up to the agenda, the replacement agenda. But in reality, they're making these arrests in a very dramatic way to convince you. It's like a placebo. They're trying to convince you that your environment is getting better and cleaned up of all these people, just like what they did in South Africa before the G20. All of a sudden, these people were being removed from the streets, and it was law enforcement and bylaws are being enforced, blah, blah, blah. As soon as it was done, as soon as G20 was done, those people were back on the streets again. The people in G20 understand this agenda themselves. So there wasn't even any need to clean up for them. They're doing the same things to their citizens in their countries too. So they wouldn't have been shocked if they saw how dirty it was, because in their own countries, it's the same thing. It's immigrants that are dirtying everything up. Why? Because all these drugs are being used to finance political campaigns, to keep people docile so that we have a stupid voter base that can't stand up for themselves because they're drunk and high. A docile, let me not say stupid, but docile, that are easily manipulated because they're drunk and high. You make them addicts, you pimp them out. That's what this is. Governments are pimping us out. So imagine with a rap sheet like that, how is this man a free man walking around? It's public knowledge that this guy's a criminal, but somehow he's walking the streets. How was he let out? Probably an NGO defended him in court, or probably a politician just said, hey, let him go. Let him back on the street. We need him to sell and push these products. Terrible. All of these governments around the world are in cahoots, guys. They're not enemies. They're working together to create a one world government. They're just pretending. See, it's like a league, you know, a sports league, right? These guys will face off against each other in a competitive way, but it's all pretense. After the game, they all go have dinner together. It's entertainment. They're selling you a product. What's really being pushed behind the scenes has nothing to do with what they're showing you in the public eye. Politics is a game. It's a sports league.
You should not be, and no one should be happy that that person is let back out on these streets. And if you zoom out, which no one tends to do here in this crazy city, they're realizing that resisting me and you is encouraging criminality here. It's absolutely insane. People like that should not be out on the streets. In fact, if you break the laws here, and I'm just saying if, you should be deported. That is not a race-based issue. If you're from Ireland, if you're from Serbia, if you're from Italy, just like if I went to one of your countries and I broke the law, get my out of there, and I can't come back. That's not a radical opinion. That's not a Republican talking point. That is rationality and common sense, and I'm sick of anyone telling me differently.
Now, all these fraudsters have to store their counterfeit goods somewhere, so after much investigation and help from locals, we found the location where all the fraudsters hide and store all of their counterfeit goods.
So this is allegedly where they're storing all of the counterfeit goods here.
Yeah, so during the day, they're out there selling, but afterwards, they bring all of their carts, and maybe 100 of them come right here to Manhattan Mini Storage, what you could find online, and they bring all of their carts of counterfeits and illegal contraband, and they rent out these units to store them here. So the question really becomes is like, why do these businesses contribute to this illegality? And to plead ignorance is absurd. You've got 30 or 40 people here sometimes with all their carts and wares, and it's obvious with a fake Louis. You can't just turn a blind eye to something like that. This is the extension of that criminal enterprise. Here we are, it's 260 Spring Street. It is called Manhattan Mini Storage. And allegedly, right, let's use that qualification, this is where all the scammers on Canal Street come in the mornings and the evenings to store all of their wares, okay? And one of the things that bothers me so much is you've got receptionists here, you've got employees here. If you are going to see huge bubbles of 40, 50, 60 people coming with carts on a timely basis every morning and every evening, and there's blankets covering the contraband, and you don't want to raise a question at all, you are absolutely complicit in this. You can't just plead negligence, okay? What if there were dead bodies in that? What if that was fentanyl? To suggest that you just have no idea what's going on when there's these huge congregations of people coming directly from Canal Street is absurd, and no American with brain activity would believe that.
But also, why would you stop it if you're making all the money from it?
Exactly. I mean, that goes into it, right? It's
this is the spots, and this is all the money. Why would you stop it if they're making a lot of money from it?
That's exactly how many people benefit from this, right? It's how many people are out there every single day, how many storage units are there. It just goes on and on and on. And if anyone wants to do this yourself, right? If you have a camera and a little bit of gumption and you want to stop New Yorkers from being robbed, come here in the early morning hours and come here in the evening, and you will see just enormous crowds of illegal contraband, just stealing tax dollars from us, coming right here.
So there you have it. They bring all their stuff here into this storage unit, and now the battle on Canal continues as the feds didn't even do their job of arresting and deporting the violent illegal migrants.
It's just the America we live in, but we do not have to live like this.
And that is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.
Everybody is entitled.
So, guys, very true. If you watch how these people assemble in the morning with their crates, with all their contraband that was snuck in through the ports, and you telling me that government intelligence agencies are not aware that this is happening? Every morning, like clockwork, you will see them carrying their crates moving to their respective locations. If we as civilians can identify the pattern, how is intelligence missing it? How is national security, national intelligence missing this if it's not being funded? Because where are they getting their stock? Where is it being kept? Which factories is it being kept in? Which shipping containers is it being brought in? This is organized crime, and your governments are involved. You don't need to be a genius to know that your government is involved in destroying your country, because they are trying to create a one world government, one world country. One culture, one religion. It's not a conspiracy, guys. We are living in that reality. We're seeing it playing out, and we have to stop it. Your government is not your friend. The police are not your friends. Your military are not your friends. They're not there to defend and protect you. They're there to protect and defend the status quo. And the status quo is we must destabilize countries, destroy native cultures, destroy cultures in general, and bring in these. I mean, I consider certain behaviors to be of a different species. We can't say that some of these people are human beings like us. It's just a different species, the way they behave. And they're being used, they're being weaponized to create dysfunction and disorder around the country, and chaos and unhappiness around the country, until we all get so desperate that we concede to whatever so-called solution government presents. And their solutions are always going to involve them taking more of our freedom away, more of our liberty away, more of our rights away. So they create a crisis, and then the only solution that they propose, that they say is the best one, most viable one, is the one that takes away our liberty, our freedom, destroys our cultures, destroys our native languages, etc., etc. That'll be the solution they present to you. Oh, let's come together. We are one human race, one world. We have so many mixed babies already. So we might as well just continue, or else it becomes a humanitarian crisis, a human rights issue. It's a psyop. Anyway, Buffett, thanks so much for joining me. Analyses of sorts. Buffett, don't forget to subscribe to all my other accounts. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Rumble. I'm everywhere. You can find me on all the socials except I'm on Facebook as well. I should add that. Only thing that I'm not on right now is Instagram just yet, but I will get there. I will add Facebook here as well. I'm on Facebook. And if you want to donate and contribute to the channel, it's analysesofsorts@gmail.com. That's my PayPal. Outside of that, Buffet together, well, hold for joining me today. If you follow me on TikTok, I'm coming through with we're doing a book review right after the stream. I'm going to go hop on straight onto TikTok. We're going to do a book review. We started reviewing Economic Hitman last night, but I wanted to redo it because, yeah, you'll see why. It's going to be a better quality stream today. So, Bave, to get a hi, baby rock, salang hantle.